One, as far as I'm concerned, it's another day. We just want to thank God. We appreciate Him for bringing us for us to see another day. And I am praying that we all will make the maximum use of today and each and every day we are wishing to be alive. To make sure that our footprints are positively marked on this physical earth, so that the fullness of day when we exit will be remembered on the good side of history. Having said that, my names are Marian Haider and I'll be speaking from United States. I am originally from Umunoha. Umunoha is in the Tolu local government. Umunoha is the home state of the deity called Igwekala. So in reference, I am Ada Igwekala. So welcome to you, all of us, as we position ourselves, prepare ourselves to listen to the lecture that are going to come out today. I wish us all good listening ears, and hopefully we have a frontal lobe positioned to assimilate and be able to critically make use of every information that's coming today. Thank you all, as I yield back to our great teacher of the moment, Mazi Jonathan. I will yield from here. Thank you, Mazi.
We must continue. Before we go into the full-scale business of the day, as I said, the topic of our submission, this that it being that this thing, woman, ethnicities. Only one tribe, one, very little, is destroying everybody. And the people, these people are incapable of gathering together. Everybody is shouting. This to give reports. They don't talk about
Okay, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. I greet you according to your time zone and I welcome you to this program. While you are joining us, share the video, invite others to join. Of course, we are live on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And you can see the title of our message. You can see the title of the message. It is a message, it is a broadcast that I am dedicating to our late warrior Marian Haider, which, whom died on the 1st of June. Is it on the 1st of July? Is it June? Sorry. On the 1st of June 2023. It came to my notice yesterday while I was in program. That's how I got to, to hear about her demise. But all the same, as an Ambonye Jitete Bototia, Marian Haider she was one of us, a very, very intelligent woman, a woman, that analyze information, her work for the freedom and her work in the quest for the freedom of this movement will never be forgotten. She did a great work. In all this thing that went on in the past 24 months, you will understand that many have fallen, and it is up to us who are the living to make sure we continue, to make sure that we achieve that which they lived and died for. Because of course, you will know and you will agree with me that she lived and she died for the sake of Biafra restoration. There are no two ways about it. So, and then it is very, very important for us to give her the respect that she deserves. She was in the media, regardless of all the the incidents that made her to stop coming to the media. I can remember vividly a month back, before she actually died, she told me that she want to come back to the media. She told me that she want to set up a program that is called 2 hours or 1 hour with Marian Haider. She asked me to create a platform for her. In that regard, I told her that whenever she is ready, she told me she want to buy a sophisticated studio, gadgets, and everything that she will use for her program. She called her program 2 hours or maybe an hour with Marian Haider. That was the title she wanted to give to her program. But unfortunately, I did not know it was going to be the last time we will be speaking to each other. To the extent that she even died almost 2 weeks ago, I didn't know about it. It is so sad. It is so heartbroken. It is so heartbreaking, rather. I still couldn't believe it. I still can't believe that she is no longer with us. The few months she was with us, she impacted lives. She touched many lives. Of course, so many people will see it to be negative because of their religious affiliation. But she did something remarkable. If not for anything, she helped us to make sure we sensitize IPOB and the government, Nigeria government and British faction that they brought into the struggle. The little moment she spent with us, her voice added a lot of positivity, a lot of knowledge, a lot of understanding towards the struggle. I learned many things from her. Most of the time we do our own analysis in our own perspective. She brought it in a different perspective. I didn't know she was going to just be like a passing angel, because that's exactly what she became. I didn't know she would just come and pass by and leave us just like that. I didn't know she was not going to stay. If there was anything that I wish I could have told her, I could have told her thank you. For using her last days, the last energy, to show us how significant it is to fight for freedom. And I know she was doing it for her future, for the sake of her child. She was fighting for this freedom to make sure that when her daughter returns home, she will return to Biafra land eventually. But it is quite unfortunate that she couldn't continue. She died. The cost of her death is something that is actually unimaginable. The story that surrounds that death, it is something that I don't actually see it to be an accident. I don't see it to be an accident. It is quite worrisome. But at the end of everything, it is not about what you lived for. It is about what you died for. The last days that she spent, you and I, every other person, we heard her voice. She touched, she brought different approach towards the struggle. I might be an analyst, but she was a better one, and I learned a lot from her. Little did I know that the last time I spoke to her was going to be the last. I could not imagine. I can still not believe myself. I go to my WhatsApp. I still listen to the last voice note she sent to me. I still can't believe that it happened. We're not going to question God, because He is God. We're not going to ask why her, because no one wants to die. I didn't know, like, every day by day I understand and I see this is how easy it is for people to just come and go. I didn't know that it is that easy, that you speak to someone today, tomorrow you find them no more. I never knew. You know, there are so many things that when you are hearing them, it will sound like a movie to you. It was not even long ago, that my foster mom died. The shock is still there because she was strong. Now somebody that I actually, we talk each and every time. Most of the time there were many programs we actually booked to have together. We didn't make it. We didn't come to have such programs because I was always busy. I was busy most of the time when she proposed such. It came to a point where she thought that I was ignoring her. That might be the reason why I didn't want to have the program with her. I was not ignoring her. Because every program that we have to have, especially if you are going to have a joint program, when you are going to be the host, definitely you have to prepare yourself. But today she is no more. And I believe that the way she died, she doesn't deserve it. She does not deserve it. I am going to read actually some of the report that I saw. Just like I said yesterday, she told me, I think 3 weeks back, about her child, her only child, who just graduated, who did medical as a medical student, a PhD holder, that she is happy that her child is going to be independent, that her child was moving. She helped her to move her things to her new place. At the end of the day, she didn't even enjoy the fruit of her labor. She died. So many people might not understand that when we see such things, we are bittered. Marien Haider is 62 years old. Of course, so many of you might not know because of her voice. You might not know because of her voice. She is 62 years old. But when you hear her voice, you will never believe that she is 62 years old. Yet, because of the pressure that Nigeria put her people through, that is exactly the reason why people will work themselves to death, because of the pressure that Nigeria put people through. You know, it pained me so much when there was some issues, when people came to say that she's driving Uber in Maryland. It pained me so much because it wasn't what I expected to hear from those people. No matter what, you have with your comrade, you don't actually need to, start talking about, what they are doing or whatever situation you found them. Because we are all in this together. We are all in this mess together. Nigeria places us all in this mess together, and we are going to actually come out of this mess together, and we will continue to fight until we get justice for all of them. We will continue to fight until we get justice for all of them. A 62-year-old woman in a good society, I don't think she will be doing that kind of job that she was doing. Let me read the report before we proceed. From Maryland State Police. Maryland State Police investigating fatal two-vehicle crash in Anne Arundel County. On the 1st of June 2023, Maryland State Police are investigating a fatal vehicle crash that occurred this morning in Arundel County. Now, the deceased, identified as Marian Haider, 62, of Baltimore, Maryland, was the driver of a Hyundai Tucson involved in the crash. She was pronounced deceased on the scene by Anne Arundel County Fire Department personnel. Two passengers in the Hyundai, identified as 29-year-old male and a 33-year-old male, were transported by ambulance to R. Adams Cowley Shock Trauma Center in Baltimore for treatment of their injuries. Those two people who were her passengers, I believe that she is at work, or she was at work during the time of this incident, because she is always telling me. Let me finish this, then we will analyze this very well. The driver and the sole occupant of a Lincoln MKC involved in the crash, identified as Brittany Sherlock, 33, of Baltimore, Maryland, was transported by ambulance to shock trauma for treatment of her injuries. So she was a woman. At about 2, listen to the time, 2:45 a.m., troopers from the Maryland State Police Glen Bonnie Barracks responded to the report of a two-vehicle crash in the area of Maryland Route 295 at Arundel Mills Boulevard. According to a preliminary investigation, the Lincoln was traveling north in the southbound lane of Maryland Route 295 at Arundel Mills Boulevard when the vehicle crashed head-on into the Hyundai. Investigators believe impaired driving may have been a factor in the crash. Route 295 was closed for approximately 3 hours following the crash. Personnel from the Maryland Department of Transportation State Highway Administration assisted with road closure. The Anne Arundel County Police Department and the Anne Arundel County Fire Department also assisted at the scene. Charges are pending the outcome of the investigation. The cause of the crash remains under investigation. Number 1, the crash happened. This crash happened at 2:45 a.m. I believe that she is at work doing her transportation business, which is her extra job. She always tells me, for you to survive in the United States, you must be hardworking. For you to make it in the United States, you must be very, very hardworking. It's been a long time when she told me that she does Uber as a sideline job. For you to understand, if Nigeria did not keep, put us in this situation, if Nigeria is not the way it is, do you think that a 62-year-old woman will be doing Uber in the United States as a sideline job, sideline hustle, to the extent of being on the road 2:45 a.m.? It was end of the month, probably the time to make money on the road. She was not there to commit crime. She was not there to sell herself. She was there to work, to pay her bills. Yet all these things, she always devote time to make sure whenever she can, she come online, she educate, she analyze everything that is going on in the struggle. She did all that. But something that is very, very worrisome is that the person driving the Lincoln MKC come out from her lane and had a head-on collision with Marien Haider. And in this crash, Marien Haider was the only deceased. The rest of them were alive as at the time of this report. The Lincoln driver who drove that car is alive. The passengers in Marian Haider's car, they were alive at the time of this news. And I still believe there is something to it. I believe there is something to it. Of course, it is a United States investigation will be conducted. I just wish there are people who are living in Maryland who will follow up the investigation to find out exactly what happened. Very, very important. Even if you don't like her, even if she's no longer your friend, she is your comrade. If you cannot do anything, find out the cause of her death. Find out what exactly happened. If you stay in Maryland, go and inquire. She came to us as a passing angel. She did what she had to do. She's gone so soon. People say that people see their death before they go. I don't think so. I don't think so. Because she still had a lot to say. She still had a lot to teach. But at the end of the day, she died without saying goodbye. May her gentle soul rest in freedom. Good night, Marian. I will not forget what you will always tell me. To survive in the United States, sometimes you need to take up 2 or 3 jobs. She always said that to survive, you need to pick up 2 or 3 jobs. That's how to live in your United States. That life is not easy. It is not a bed of roses. I didn't know she would be gone so soon. But I know her memory will live on. The impact she has made in our lives will continue to make a difference. She will not be forgotten. As far as I know, she continued to live. If there is any of you who want to call, or anybody who has any information about any update on the arrangement, you can actually call the number on your screen. WhatsApp call. Because I tried to call her number to see if it is going to ring or if there is anybody who is going to pick it up. The number is off. There is no access to know what exactly is going on. But I know there are people who live around her that are also coming to the program. If you have any information, please, you can call in and pass it through to us. Most importantly, how is her daughter faring? And then I believe I haven't seen her picture, or I haven't seen anything written about her in the public domain. It is quite appalling, because she is our comrade. We're supposed to do her memorial. We're supposed to remember her. We're supposed to remember her good work that she did. Even if it is a work of maybe interval of months, it impacted the struggle positively. If it never impacted your life, it impacted the struggle positively. She literally planted a seed, because many of us actually picked up something from the way she analyzed and processed information. Many of us might say that she talks a lot, but that is whom she is. And I understand her perfectly, because she will always tell me that the reason why when she gets she want to talk, she want to finish, is because once that thing is coming to her, the message, she want to let it out, because if she stop, she will forget. That's what she always tell me, and I understood it perfectly. And we must give her that respect, that she's no longer with us. We will give her that respect. While we are waiting for anybody with any information with regards to anything about her, we continue to actually play some of the work she did to remind us exactly who is Marien Haider. That is the photo of Marian that you are seeing here. She didn't have a lot of photos because, of course, I believe she is not in the struggle to be known. She was actually there for the purpose of what she came for. And she delivered the message. Wherever she is, we will appreciate her. We will appreciate her intelligence that she shared with us. We will appreciate her work that she actually did in this struggle. We will never forget her. And we are also calling on her beautiful soul to continue to guide us. To continue fighting. Because our fight is far from being over. But at the end of the day, all that matters is that we are going to get our freedom. These people that lost their life because of the situation of Nigeria, their death will never count for nothing. We are going to make sure that we get our freedom. Because if we do not get our freedom, our children will continue to travel overseas. Those who are going to be hardworking, they will be traveling overseas, working all their life. Even at the age of 62, she is still working hard to make sure she provides for her family, to make sure she gives the best to her loved ones. She still do what she can towards the movement, towards the struggle. I believe she lived and died for something. Something that is very, very, great. The last thing she was doing was fighting for the freedom and the restoration of Biafra. That was the last thing she did. And I believe that our enemy will not be happy when we have such intelligence like her. She is a very, very intelligent woman. A woman that is decolonized. A woman that is able, that is actually open to have any conversation. A woman who is not scared to engage in any conversation, in any topic. She will be able to bring something positive to any discussion that you bring to the table. That is her, Marien Haider. Let us continue to bring to you some of her work previously.
So I yield back to our great teacher of the moment, Mazi Jonathan. I will yield from here. Thank you, Mazi.
That is going on in Biafra land around you. People that will take their pen or you on your telephone, bring it out and write it down. The second number, all exclusively on Signal. These lines are nothing but only making reports, something you want the leadership to know, something that is going on in Biafra land around you, even emergency. If you see you can report whatever that is a hotline. Let me repeat the second number. Only on Signal. +41 779 069. Therefore, you have no excuse not to join in this movement. Before I continue, I will bring in Comerade Marian to make her introductory statements before we move on. Comerade, over to you, please.
Good afternoon, Mazi Jonathan. How are you today? And good afternoon, my fellow Biafrans. I believe this is my first entrance to the new year. If not, I'm going to say again, all of us, welcome back for the new year. New year, that's what they call it. That's the Roman New Year. We have our own, but I'm not going there. I just want to say welcome to everyone. As far as I'm concerned, it's another day. We just want to thank God. We appreciate Him for bringing us here for us to see another day. And I am praying that we all will make the maximum use of today and each and every day we are fortunate to be alive. To make sure that our footprints are positively marked on this physical earth, so that the fullness of day when we exist will be remembered on the good side of history. Having said that, my names are Marian Haider and I'll be speaking from United States. I am originally from Umunoha. Umunoha is in Mbitolo local government. Umunoha is the home state of the deity called Igwekala. So in reference, I am Ada Igwekala. So welcome to you, all of us, as we position ourselves, prepare ourselves to listen to the lecture that's going to come out today. I wish us all good listening ears, and hopefully we have our frontal lobe positioned to assimilate and be able to critically make use of every information that's coming today. Thank you all, as I yield back to our great teacher of the moment, Mazi Jonathan. I will yield from here. Thank you, Mazi.
We must continue. Before we go, look at a little small population of Fulani destroying people, taking people's lands in this 21st century, sacking villages, slaughtering people, east, west, north, south, all community, all indigenous people, that is made up of 300 and something ethnicities. Only one. why my system is wobbling. But are you listening also to what do you call him? The former defense, former minister of defense. Lieutenant General Theophilus Danjuma. He has said again that if you don't root out bandits, that is one thing that is a coca of they don't have power to ruin the netfall, and that is why we are here. Nobody can close our mouth. If you arrest suspected cyber criminals, people, and helping them to stop, they them say this place, forces with those lights. Going to support this, their phone, their names, and their campaign, the campaign list of APC. Now, with Dadijio, what is the name of that Dadijio? He is still also, not the other one. He is there, supporting Islam. You know, when we say that in our land, we Christians and they are Iwakabara. I'm telling you, common sense. We know that these people should be supporting. What are you going to do about it? When the people that are supposed to be supporting, presenting Christian issue, now they are supporting another religion against you. Now, in the mainstream Nigeria politics, now what do you think? What do you think? They set up Kanu.
The question I will ask the Christians are, these are the same people that are telling you to go outside and preach to other people that Christianity is the only way to heaven. So if Christianity is the only way to heaven, why are they joining forces with Muslims? That's a good question they should be asking them. Why are they joining forces? But they're not preaching to them. They're supporting Muslim. So that is deception that we should see that. Because if you believe in that what you have is the best, we should protect that thing. They are not talking about it. Christians are being slaughtered every day. Even their fellow clergymen are being slaughtered, kidnapped. You never hear them making a public statement. But they are coming out to support Muslim ticket. What impression are they giving? So that's the question people must ask themselves. What are they doing? That is why we tell them that what we are preaching here, no particular religion has a hold on God, and God did not create any particular religion. That the concept of man. When they come to that lower level, they will use it to deceive people, to give them the impression that your own is the best. But when it comes to reality, we are all one. So people pay attention to put your eyes, smell the coffee. One other thing I want to throw in, and Max, I don't know whether you saw the news. This guy called Suleiman was attacked by
I forgot to talk about, but I just remembered it even before you mentioned it. Go on.
Yeah. So he was in an armored car, bulletproof car, and yet he would tell people he would give them oil, give them stickers to protect them. But he himself is driving in an armed car or armored car. Now, look at the number of people his followers they were killed. But the only thing he could come out and have a photo, shop with photo op is that all his families, his immediate families, his wife and children are okay. But lives have been lost. These are the people that were believing in him, following him. But when the robber made the road, he only saved his own head. If nobody was there to give a counter argument, he would have come out to say that when they were shooting, he would have denied that first of all he has an bulletproof car. He would have denied it, and he would spin the narrative like, oh, it was because he paid in tongue, or he just told they commanded him and everything stopped. This is part of the deception. But thank God the people were there. People saw that he had, a bulletproof car. That was what saved him, and not by speaking in tongues or calling in the name of Jesus or spirit, whatever. The blood of Jesus, pleading the blood of Jesus. It didn't help because this thing don't work. We're telling them about reality. These people that have been preaching about speaking in tongues, they speak to God. They can command money to grow from banks to into your account. They can do all the fact. They tell God what to do. When they wake up in the morning, they want to call heaven and give God instruction on how to run the day. Okay? When he came down to where the robber made the road, those things he's telling people to use to safeguard themselves was not what he invoked and did not save him. He applied reality, which was an armored car, a bulletproof car. That was what saved him. So people should, these are part of the lessons we are telling them. Part of the story we are telling them. We are not trying to castigate anybody. We want people to apply common sense to know that they have been deceived. So Marian, you already did justice to this thing. Our so-called Ohanese. It's really very disheartening. Look at what you're talking about, what is it called? The terrorists running around. Now, a man who was just speaking. I'm talking about Ohamadike. He was just speaking through the microphone. That is what he had. Microphone, and what he was speaking about and against: one, injustice; number two, his and our immediate right, our legitimate right to self-determination. But today they didn't drag all over the world, all over the country. They hunted them down, claiming he's a terrorist with microphone. The people who have a gun, whether you call them armed bandits, armed terrorists, whatever, the member that are armed, even if they are armed civilians, the member that are armed, if it's real justice and equity and people are serious, they should have been arrested for being armed. Who licensed them to carry the arms? Nobody. But now they are armed, terrorizing the whole people, killing people. Even the main media cannot even speak about it. Or they cannot even use this to make an argument. Their son is being denied his legitimate right, even when the court has granted him acquittal. He is not, and they are calling him a terrorist, and these media have opened their stupid mouths to talk about it. And nobody from their family can stand up and challenge the status quo. But people who are running around, shooting people, killing people, brandishing their weapons in broad daylight, are just bandits. And then they are entitled to rehabilitation and forgiveness. What a country is a shameful thing. But let's go into the men. The topic come today, because if we're talking about Nigeria is a failed state. Will continue to fail. America, where I am, who is going to the shore of Nigeria to be taking oil free of charge? Do I blame them? No, because if you tell people that your things are free, everybody will like to come and have it free. Everybody protect what is important to you. So what Nigeria have done, which is through the Fulanis, and let me talk to that quickly, then I'll stop. Fulanis are doing what they're doing because they know that Nigeria does not belong to them. When something does not belong to you, you don't care, you don't pay attention, or something you really know does not belong to you. You go to the story of Solomon and the baby. The right woman that wants the baby said, even though the other woman is claiming it's my baby, instead of you to split the baby, give it to her. But the person who is over her child said, split the baby. So that's what the Fulanis are doing. They know they're not indigenous to Nigeria, that contraction of location called Nigeria. So it doesn't matter to them what they do. Even when they destroy the ecology, destroy the whole thing, the flood we are talking about, they don't care, they're not mindful because it's not there. What they're doing is start putting the money, stealing it and fixing where they believe is their own country. Places like Niger, Mauritania, Mali, and all that, Mali. That's where they go to fix, because they know when all the so-called oil dries up, they will go back to the original place. They're cognizant of that. But America, who is going, they're giving it free to them, have one of the largest oil reserves on earth. That's how stupid that people are. Martin, please let's move on to the next topic. God bless.
Just like as you reminded me of Suleiman, you know, I put it up on my Facebook platform. You know, the worst part of it is that this man came up and started saying that all his family members, he brought out all the children and all are intact, that no scratch, thank God. So it's a miracle. Literally, he is telling the whole people that died because of him that they are stupid. But they are really. Because he is in a bulletproof vehicle, but they are not.
Of course. But now why he survived? He's thanking God. Of course, he now comes down and says, "What is God?"
He never dreamed about those that died.
Then he's telling other people to just call on God and all everything will be okay.
Let me just read a bit about Apostle Suleiman was saved from being assassinated by his bulletproof car. Other people in non-bulletproof vehicle in his entourage were all killed. But Apostle Suleiman happily came out and gave testimony that he is alive, whereas up to 7 people were massacred. He said that God saved him, which is the same lie they preach to their gullible zombie followers. Bulletproof vehicle absolutely saved him. This is the mentality of an average selfish Nigerian clergy. Instead of using their podiums to preach enlightenment to the people, they preach fake miracles. Instead of using their positions to inform the people that they should rise up and hold their political elites responsible for their rules, they always misinform and lie to them to hold God responsible for their misery. These self-acclaimed men of God are the most impediments to people's mental development, especially in a so-called Nigeria. A country can never advance without first of all advancing the mentality of the people. These men of
and then the minorities, but somehow they are controlling everything in that country, using us. The argument becomes, who is ignorant here? They help us. Because there are facts we are lacking, there is knowledge we are lacking, there are information we are lacking, or behavior we are lacking, that they have. And once you position yourself that you know it more, you have closed yourself up to learn more. Because now you know it all. That's what you have become. So people that continue to grow, continue to develop. That is why when we started, we made a statement. We are not here to say we know it all, that's why we are coming and speaking to you. No, we are coming here to share our own knowledge, share our own information we have gathered, and expecting that when you will call in, you bring in your own fact, bring us evidence, not just emotions. We are provoking thoughts here. Because as I'm educating you, I'm expecting that I'm going to learn something from you. That's what communication is. It's supposed to be a two-way process. We are not telling you. We are interacting with you. So these are the basic of ignorance. Once you begin to believe that you're better than the other person, you have closed that door to learn more. That is why even when you come to a school setting, you will see something, you doing the exams. You will see that with intelligent people in your class, after every exam, they will tell you, you ask them, how did you do in the exam? Say, no, I think I tried to answer all the questions, but I don't know what it's going to be. But you see the person who's going to carry out with me before telling you, I did it all. Start boasting. They are not telling you based on statement of fact. They are telling you based on their ego, emotions. Because those people, even though they know the answer to the question, they still left room. They must have made a mistake one or two places. That's why they're coming from that point of view. They are still willing to learn. They're giving room for error because we We are humans. We are subject to errors. So, we the Igbos, we Biafrans, we have always positioned ourselves that we are the Jews of Africa. We are the Jews of Nigeria. We try to count ourselves for that. We are better than every other person. And that's one of the things they have against us. They don't know they're manipulating us. You need to ask yourself, who is ignorant in? We must be open to receive information. We must be open to ask ourselves these questions. Because by asking questions, we can get some of these answers. And understand why, even if it's true that we are the most talented, naturally wired, why are we at the bottom? These are questions we must answer. And only us can answer it. You know, in America here, when they cancel you, when you hear counseling as a psychologist, they don't tell you what to do. They ask you questions. They direct you to the question they ask you. They don't ask you to open and close questions. They don't want to be, what I mean by that, they don't want to ask you a question where you say yes or no. They ask you a question that will provoke you to talk. And even that as you're talking about your issue, what we call a light bulb will flash on you, then you realize, this is why I'm making this decision. This is why I'm doing this thing. If you can find out the answer by yourself, then you'll be willing to figure out the solution to your problems. So, because when you begin to think this way or play this way, then you don't have to wait for somebody to come and help you out when you have a problem. We become, in that case, we are trying to position ourselves to be problem solvers. Why are we wired smartly? Because I'm not saying we are not smart people. Because when you take us out of the environment, that will be invoke nurture. Our environment has been set up in such a way that is not allowing us to receive information. It's not allowing us to ask questions. That's part of our culture that we must demolish. Who said that a child is supposed to be seen and not heard? We must remove culture like that. Even though I'm a culturalist, but I believe there are certain things in our culture we did in the past that we have to bring to the forefront of where the whole world is going. Nobody is too small to learn. No information is a waste. No suggestion is bad. Even when it's coming from the least among us. We must open ourselves to that. Because another thing is because the people we are calling, another thing that brings ignorance, we have allowed people we call our leaders to be making decisions and we don't question them. These people are not really leaders, they are politicians. There's a great difference between a politician and a leader. Leaders are born, they are not made, politicians are elected. Because somebody is a politician does not make the person a leader. That's another thing we are misplacing. And it's because of ignorance, because some of us do not understand that because somebody has a political position does not mean the person is a leader. There are two different entities. There are people who are leaders, they are not politicians. As a matter of fact, true leaders don't want to be politicians, but they don't want to be caged. That's where you start to see somebody like Comerade Marien. If he's interested in politics, he will have been in politics. But because he's a true leader, he knows that the cause he's advocating for. If he goes into politics, he's going to hinder the expression of those causes. So let's begin to educate ourselves, listening to what we're saying or what is coming out of radio drama, and read some material. Go to Google, make researches. Go back, find out. Why are we doing this? Ask ourselves this question. Why are we being used, being the instrument that we are using to undermine ourselves? I'm not here for now, as we continue.
Alright, we are going to pause here. We are going to pause here. Of course, you've heard. And don't forget that you might not like her for the sake of what she was preaching and teaching. You might not like her because of what you believe in. But sometimes the truth is very, very bitter. And one man's food is another man's poison. She did a great job in the past few months that she was with us. So that voice will never go away. It will never be erased in this planet. She wrote her name in the book of life. It will never be erased because it's already there. That work she did, those teachings that she made, it will be there, except if social media will be shut down. But as long as social media exists, this is going to be here. It will continue to educate more other people who are open to learn new things, who are open to understand, listen, learn, and research. That is all her preaching. When she finishes speak to you, go out there, do your research. So, I think we are going to yield here for now. And then my advice to Nigeria is that the more they are killing us, the more we are going to get radicalized. The more they are killing us, the more radicalized we are going to become. Nigeria killed her. Having seen the circumstances surrounding her death, Nigeria killed her. But you might not understand it. The more they kill us, the more, the more radicalized we are going to become. We are not going to back down. Except if they are going to kill all of us, which is impossible. Whoever that is actually, truthful to the cause for freedom, you will understand that we are in a very, very pivotal moment. There is a lot of sacrifice that has been made against us, against the movement, against our comrades. Attacks are coming from every corner. But we will go through it. We will jump and pass. Because Chukwu Okike Abiama knows that we are fighting a just cause. It is as a result of our rebellious nature that he left us behind in the hands of this enemy. And I know that one day we will call him God. He will call us his children one more time. We are going to renew our vows with our Creator by making sure that we go back to what we were before they deceived us to become what we are not. Going back to the God, the Creator of heaven and earth. Praying to him in truth and in spirit and in honesty. Obeying the commandment that he gave to us. Because the deceivers told us that you need to do away with it. Because somebody died for you. No. We cannot do away with it. It still exists. We continue to keep it. That is our tradition. That is whom we are. Because we did away with it. That is the reason why God did away with us. That's why we found ourselves in this predicament. One thing you need to understand: you cannot use evil to fight evil. You use positivity to fight negativity. Obey the commandment of Chukwu Okike Abiama. No evil will befall you. They are sending a lot of arrows from every corner against our people because they want to make sure. They thought taking Mazen Nnamdi Kanu away from the mainstream is going to destroy the struggle. But they could see that it is not working. These diabolic people that are in Aso Rock today, believing that their diabolism is going to make us to stop or shift our mind from what is going on, from what we have actually dedicated ourselves to fight for, to make sure that those who died in 1967 to 1967 to 2023, they did not die for nothing, because it was through the ashes of their death we were raised to continue to fight this freedom. And we must go to every length possible to make sure we achieve our freedom. If we give up, Nigeria will continue to kill us. It is not about what you are living for, it is about what you died for. That is what matters. Marian has done her path. Now she is going to be resting in freedom, because in her next life she is going to be a free woman. That is exactly what it is. Because she made effort, she put her effort to make sure that we get this freedom. In her next life, she is going to be a free woman. She died as a slave while fighting to come away from the slavery. That is the reason why she died walking. But I know that it is not about the things of this earth. It is about the things that await you in your next life. And that is the freedom that she was fighting for. That is the injustices that she was fighting for. She could be doing her things, living in the United States, fighting for this freedom. Even if she doesn't fight it, it won't change anything. But she devoted her time. She devoted herself. Every little time she got, she used it to come, and she continued to fight. She continued to do the needful, so that we may get our freedom, so that those people who are dying in the hands of the evil police you have in that zoo called Nigeria may get their freedom. It is not only about her, but the most thing you must understand is that what goes around will always come around. Those who are killing you in the name they are politicians, those who are killing you in the name that they have the power to do so, their names are not in the book of lives. Their names cannot be found. Those are the people who will be raised in the face of this earth. Their generation will live to suffer. Their generation will be a slave, because they will wear this shame like a sackcloth. The way Nigeria is dealing with our people, they will wear shame like their cloth when time is right, the time of reckoning. Everybody is going to die at some point. That is something that all these people who see themselves as a supreme God does not understand. Everybody is going to die. You will not germinate and become a grass or a tree in this world, or you cannot become a mushroom in this world. You will live, and there will be a time for you to die. What legacy did you leave? That is most important thing. What are you going to be remembered for? For those of you who are still our people, if you have issues with your comrade, you have it, you continue to, you carry it in your heart. You will not forgive, knowing that this is the neighbor that God will say, love your neighbor as you love yourself. You hold it, that grudges on your shoulder, it becomes a load. Tomorrow might be too late. It is up to you to know exactly that. Love is the biggest commandment you are commanded to keep for your people. You see, all these politicians that are selling us for nothing, in the name they want to enrich themselves. Sometimes they cry for Fulani. They want to enrich themselves. Their end will never look good. All of them, the selfishness of them will follow them and follow their children. That is the way it is. It is the law of karma. What goes around will always come around. They are the reason why we are running helter-skelter, going out and dying. Our family members, so many of people who are coming from Nigeria to overseas, their family members, their loved ones, their parents, their siblings might die. They will spend like 15 years, they won't see them. They will not even be able to go home because they don't have money to go home. They don't have paper to go home. Once they go that home, they might not be able to come back. They are also ashamed of themselves that they have traveled far and wide and come home with empty-handed. Is that not a curse? These are those politicians. If you have not seen those things and stand up now to demand for what is rightfully yours, we are going to continue to live in a survival mode. Just like our comrade, you can see how intelligent she is. How intelligent she was, rather. A very, very intelligent woman. You know what? She lived and died while hustling. Because Nigeria does not have anything for you. Your country of origin, where you come from, does not care for you. She is 62 years old. Imagine if she was actually coming from a good country. She is only 2 years to be a pensioner. 2 to 3 years to be a pensioner. But she was driving and she crashed. If you investigate the cause of that death, you might even find out that it is not of a natural cause. You might even find out it is a conspiracy. But so many people will say, no, it's just an accident. The easiest way to kill people these days, it is to crush them with accident. Because they will be called accident. If you shoot them, there will be always a trace. But now, accident, it will be called accident. That is one thing people does not know. It happens. It is not every accident you see on the road that is of a natural cause. There are people who are professional, they can crush you. Head-on collision, they will Once they come out, you will see them doing like this. They come out. That's the way it is. Mission accomplished. Especially in the advanced world. They use accident to kill people these days. They no longer kill people mostly with guns because there is always a alibi, a trace back to it. They will tell you a car can lose control. But that is by the way. The diabolic people that are ruling Nigeria right now, remember that the one that was there before is an imposter. He cannot do much. The one that was there before was an imposter. He cannot do much. But this time around, you find diabolic people. But anything they are working against our own people, it is going to go back to them. Except Mabunaka Gadrocha. It is going to go back to them. Because our people, they deserve better. They have suffered a lot. Our people have suffered a lot. We cannot ask God why. Because we don't even love ourselves. If we want to get this freedom we are looking for, first of all, Biafrans need to love themselves. They need to understand the importance of love. You need to love yourself. You need to love your neighbor. If you love yourself, that's when you will be able to extend the love to your own brother. If Uzoma is in one neck, because it is only through love that we will have for ourselves that will make us to speak in one voice. Nobody is going to create faction among us because they will not see somebody to buy in order to become the faction. But because they see our weakness, and that is the weakness they have seen among us, that's why they decided to extend it and create Nigeria. So that these people that does not love themselves, let all of them become together and continue to kill and fight themselves while we continue to exploit what is coming out of their ground. By the time they know it, it is already more than 100 years. They will continue to fool themselves. Do you know how long they've been working on our minds? 325 AD, which is 1600 years ago. That is how long they have started working on our minds. What do you think? These are the people who do a long-term planning. Imagine how many generations that have come and gone. 1600 years ago, how many generations have come and gone? More than 1,000 generations. More than 1,600 generations. They have come and gone. That's when these people started dealing with us. And we are still in this mess today. Because we are holding on to what they have introduced us to. You as an Hausa man, you as a Yoruba man, who is affiliated with these people that don't mean well for anybody. Maybe because you are their friend, they will help you. Do you think that the life that you are living is the life you deserve as a person in that country called Nigeria? You that as an Hausa man in the north, Fulanis and the Boko Haram, Fulani terrorists and Boko Haram, they are killing you in the northern Nigeria. On a daily basis, in the middle belt, they are ransacking you, emasculating you, killing you, chasing you away from your communities. Do you think it is the life that you are God? That every time you call on him, if you call him Allah or you call him whoever you call him Jesus, do you think it is the life that he wanted to bequeath to you? And you believe that you will be praying now, one day it will be better. No. For it to be better, you need to work towards making it better. Radical movement, radical approach is the only thing that will make it better. Because these people are radicalizing you on a daily basis, but you are not picking up exactly the signal they are giving to you. They are giving you no choice but to stand, because they are killing you. Whether you stand up to fight for them, you are dying in the hands of their terrorists. Whether you sit down, you continue to die in the hands of their terrorists. Whether you defend yourself, you will still die. Why don't you rise up once? If they are going to kill everybody, let them kill everybody, then we end it all. Because number one thing you should understand is that it is a coward that knows that there is a war. They will go back to sleep and died while sleeping. It is a coward. It is the decision you make today that you will reap in your next life. That is one thing, adage that people does not understand. We reincarnate. We are a dominant threat. The reason why we are dominant threat is because we reincarnate. Anywhere we plant a seed, we actually duplicate ourselves. That is how dominant. If you don't understand that dominant threat, just understand it right now. We multiply. The only thing that will make it difference is that you will not remember your previous life. That's the only thing that makes you feel like you're a new person in this world. Why do you think that God said that he will visit the first, the third, and the fourth generation for the sake of the sin committed by their father? Why do you think so? It is because you will always come back to pay for what crime you left behind. You will come back to pay for it. If you are those who are killing your own people in the hustling ground or in the jungle where you go to hustle, you will come back to pay for it. Maybe the time you will come back, you might find out that your children will be killed right in front of you. Something that will break your heart into pieces, that will tear your heart apart. That's why mysterious things are happening. People will be asking God why. Some people will say God will give, God has taken, without you knowing exactly what it is, because you were not a righteous man. You see all these people, all these criminals in the position of leadership, everything they are doing today, they will repeat. But how it will happen, They don't think about it because they have sold their soul to the devil. It does not matter what you think. It does not matter what you preach. That is the reason why radical approach is the only thing that will save me and you. Radical approach. The kingdom of God suffer violence, but the violent take it by force. You don't understand that. It is an adage. It is a Bible verse. It is a proverb. If you are not violent enough, you will never be able to be free. If we continue to actually think about it, the life of the people in the north, their life is worse because they experience tragedy every day. You see mass burial every day. It was going to be worse in the east, if not the emergence of IPOB, if not the rise of Marian Haider. It was going to be worse in the east. The only reason why Fulani government, Fulani control feudal system refuse to allow Marian Haider to thrive, it is because they are planned to emasculate every community in Nigeria, including these Yorubas that now are running after Fulanis, believing that it is that these people have good plans for them. You are not part of their plans. I keep saying it. You are not part of this Fulani plan. They will always use you. It is a momentary, they will use you for some moment. By the time you will understand or realize the strike, we are here. We will be here when some of these Yorubas will not read and remember, understand history of Afonja. How Afonja lost a Ilorin. If they cannot remember how Abiola was killed, they will, the most important thing is that these people, they don't understand what is going on. Do you know, at least if it was somebody that is strong enough that you people gave them in Aso Rock to play this game of hide and seek that they are playing in Aso Rock, it was going to be a better deal, because at least that person was gonna, if anything happened to that person, you will at least have question to ask. But when in a situation whereby you give to a person who is already weak, if anything happened to them, they have existential medical condition. There is nothing you can do about it. There is no case. Have you now seen how you will take back the power and transfer to Fulani and their feudal system, and terrorists will continue to ravage you? Your children will continue. Northern people, Hausa people, most of the people who are dying in the hands of the Fulani terrorists, who are they? The Hausas. But because the Fulani has emasculated Hausas, the few men that are left in the Hausa land, they want to make sure that they eliminate them, take over villages. Just like Shetima, if you are believing that you are a Christian, that you have Khan to speak for you, Khan has already sold you out. Christian Association of Nigeria, they have already sold you out by defending the double Muslim ticket. Even after Erufai made a confession that this double Muslim ticket is all about the domination of Fulani, because they are the caliphate, the Muslim. They always believe that they are the real people who are the, successor of Muhammad. So that is exactly what is going on. You are in denial of the real truth, because this truth came out, and he said it in Hausa language. Erufai said it in Hausa language or in Fulani language, either Fulani or Fulfede or Hausa language. He never said it in English. That is the one thing about it. It was translated. It was translated. If he was bluffing, he was not going to speak it in a language. He was going to speak it in the general language that you speak in the zoo. He was not bluffing. Just like when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, Abubakar Malami addressed Nigeria in Hausa language or Fulfede. I don't even know the difference between Hausa and Fulfede. Addressed Nigeria in their language to show you that they are in charge. It is all about those that they are addressing. It's not about Nigeria, because everything they are doing, it is for the benefit of those they are addressing. It is not for the benefit of you as a person who is seen to be an infidel according to this Fulani feudal system. The people in the West does not care about you. The only thing they care about is to bring out the policies that will continue to destroy you while they exploit you. It is like now I come to you, I still maybe 50 naira from you. After stealing 50 naira from you, you are now broke. Now I bring maybe 1 naira and bring back to you and tell you, I heard that you are suffering. Use it at least to buy medicine. I heard that you are sick. 1 naira that I after from the 50 I stole from you. Use it and buy medicine. You will be overly indebted to me because you believe I am your helper, not knowing I was the person who placed you in the situation where you found yourself. It has always been like that. The symbiotic relationship that you have with your oppressor, that you have with your colonizers, it has always been like that. They will run into the bush, kill, and come out and say, who killed? Who did it? Why they are the ones? That is the reason why, instead of valuing the human life, instead of valuing the agitation going on, they are sending Kamala Harris to come and promote LGBTQ in Africa. Instead of all these places, malaria is there, killing people in the West, in sub-Saharan. Malaria all over the place. They didn't come to, invest to stop it. There is agitation which is going to lead to a potential war. They didn't come to stop it. All they come to tell you is to promote human rights on this LGBTQ. Giving you small money, like you take 50 naira from me. Then after taking 50 naira from me, then at the end of the day, you give me 1 naira out of the 50 you stole from me, because you know that 1 naira I will value it more than everything, because it is my hope, last hope. You bring it to me, then I will be overly indebted to you. Tomorrow you will say, if I don't do what you want, you will stop giving me this 1 naira. The same 1 naira you stole from me, you took out from the 50 you stole from me, you will stop giving it to me. Why is America having the highest gold reserve and Britain? America and Britain having the highest gold reserve. When they don't have gold mind. For you to understand that what we are up against need a radical transformation, need a radical approach, need a radical stand-up, because those who are hustling on you will never stop until you stand up to defend yourself, until you stand up to make a decision. That decision is the only thing that is going to save you from the northern Nigeria who is ordinary person. That decision is going to save you from the western Nigeria who is ordinary person, non-political class. That decision is going to save you from the eastern Nigeria who is non-political class. Have you ever imagined where ordinary people in that British enclave called Nigeria will stand up side by side without asking, are you Igbo, are you Yoruba, are you Hausa? Let us face this common boogeyman that kept us together, even though they continue to bring things that will continue to make us fight. Let us stand firm, fight them and remove them, and make a decision on how to live our lives through a referendum. Have you ever imagined such thing? Have you ever imagined such life? Because before if you find out there is a fault in a foundation, you need to break it down to start a new foundation to be easy for you. If we can come together, have a radical revolution against this system, against the people that are actually promoting this system. And after the revolution, we will now decide, where do you want to be? We organize a referendum. Who want to be with who? Then you go to where you are compatible with. We will have a good relationship with each other. Have you ever imagined how life would be if we have a new world where there is Oduduwa, Arewa, Biafra, and at the end of the day, we have open border policy. We have our free trade zone. Maybe, we might even use one currency. It depends on how we understand each other. We might even use one currency. It can only happen when we actually divide in peace. If we go our separate ways in peace. Because whether the Nigeria like it or not, whether Britain like it or not, this breakup, it is a task that must be done. Because people have died for the sake of that. We cannot go back from it. That is the reason why you need to be calling Tinubu. If you understand this, our freedom in this perspective of myself, if you actually understand that it is the way we are going to do it, if we don't want to go through the route of 1967, I know nobody wants this problem to erupt. Nobody wants it to erupt, but we as ordinary people, we can prevent it, because those in the position of power, the only time they remember you to buy you palliative, it is only the time when they decided that they need your vote, or they need you to act like you are going to be their voters. They will buy you rice and macaroni and oil in order to buy your vote. After that, they forget about you. You can buy for all they care. They will find another people who are beggars that they will give those things to rally around them. Only after 8 years they remember, after 4 years they remember you are in existence. Why don't you stop it? Don't you want a position of leadership for your children? Don't you want your child to be in the position of leadership? Do you think it will change? Because the people who are there are the stooges of the colonialists. If these stooges, they will continue to recycle themselves amongst the cabals. They call it partisan. They are partisan politicians. That is exactly what they do. If you believe that that system is going to change automatically or naturally, it is not possible. That is the reason why there is a saying in the Bible that says, the kingdom of God will suffer violence, but the violent people take it by force. These leaders are the violent people. That's why they are taking the kingdom. If you have a superior violence, I believe you will take it. That is the reason why most of the time, if you want to counter a narrative, you come with a superior narrative. If you want to counter an argument, you come with a superior argument. These people, they hold police and the army. How can you actually stop these people? By planning a revolution. You will find out that some of their police and their army will join you because they are also tired. They are also tired. At the end of the day, their children are suffering just like you. They want a change. It's just that they don't want to start it because they still believe that if I don't get this 40K, this 40K that I am getting every month, how will I buy food in the house? So they are only thinking like that. Who is going to start it? But whichever thing we are planning or we are going to do, we should remember that they will always initiate factionalism, because that is the initiative of the West, which they use to nullify every activities that is going to rise up to counter their monopoly or to counter the system that they have actually given to you in Africa. So if you want to counter it, you need a radical movement. You need a radical approach. Until then, you will remain poor. You will live poor. You will die poor. You will wake up poor. You will continue to be poor. Because as in a $1,000,000 there is nothing that will change your situation. If you don't rise up to fight and die for something, you will die poor, you will reincarnate poor, you will continue to be poor, you will continue to be a slave. Don't think that your poverty ends here. If you are not doing anything to change it while you are still alive, when you come back, you still remain poor. As an ankoya man don't believe on the firewood you actually bring out during the rainy season. When it's dry season, it must have dried. That is now going to be ready for you to use it in dry season. So that in dry season you don't need to go and be looking for firewood. You have enough that are dried waiting for you. It is the plan you make today that you are going to actually benefit from tomorrow. The investment you make today, you are going to benefit in future. Future plan. That is what we need to start investing on. Future plan. And that future plan is to make sure we have a revolution that will make ordinary people to have a say in the position of leadership, because everything that Nigeria produces is as much as it is to these people who call themselves the leader, it is also yours and mine. But how do we claim our ownership? Because they have actually taken everything. They don't remember that you exist. That's why there is no hospital. That's why there is a dilapidated road. That's why their justice system is the one that is undermined by the police, by the DSS. So it is time for a change. Call for a change. It is not about what you are living for. It is about what you died for. What legacy? What are you going to be remembered for? You will be remembered that you rose up, you fought, you continue to fight until you are no more. Just like our sister Marian. She fought. She fought until she got down. And I know she continues the fight until she come back to reap her benefit. But this is where I am going to stop. All these Igbo politicians who are actually disgracing our people, disgracing us. That your cry, you will cry it in real time. That your hypocritical cry, you go and cry for Fulani. Time shall come when you will cry it in real time. You say those cry you are going to cry for Fulani. You will cry it in real time. You are crying for Fulani to give you position. When the oil and gas is coming out from your land, the oil and gas Fulanis are using, marginalizing you, is coming out from your land. Are you not a coward? Ojuzo Kalu, you and your cohorts are cowards. Big cowards. They are using what is coming from your land and marginalizing you. You are going to cry for them. You are crying to show them I sold my people for you. And yet you didn't recognize that I sold my people. That is what you get when you sold your people, when you turn your back against your people, when you kill your people. The same thing is applicable to Winke, Oberlad of Hitler. The same thing is applicable to him. Very soon, he will hear it. Even as Dokubo. All these people, you will hear their story. Very soon, they will change their topic. Even this mama boy that is from Akwa Ibom, very soon you will hear them changing their topic. Don't forget, you hear the gospel. When the time comes, you will remember here what you heard now. Until we meet again, stay safe and stay informed. Bye for now. And one more thing. Our people, please, we need to remember our sister. We need to remember our sister. Those who can reach her family members, please, if you can, reach their family members. My number still remains in this broadcast. It will always be in this broadcast. You look for it, you WhatsApp me. I will be glad and I will appreciate it.